Well, hello. Thank you for joining me wherever you may be tuning in from. Today, we're going to talk about how to ask questions about past in the English language. There's a lot of reasons you might want to talk to someone about what happened in the past. One of the funnest reasons is to learn about experiences that they've had, places they've gone, vacations they've taken. So today, we're going to talk about questions in simple past using vacations. So imagine I just came back from vacation. Did you enjoy your trip? Yes, I enjoyed the trip very much. Did you take any pictures? Yes, I took lots of pictures. If you look at the pattern of how we form questions in the English language, it's pretty easy to see that there are 3 steps. First, did, which is the past tense of the verb do. Second, a subject, a he, she, you, they, someone who answers that question, who. And then a main verb. Let's look at each of those parts a little bit more in depth. First, the good news. The verb to do is very straightforward in past tense. The conjugation did is used for every subject you can think of. I did, you did, he did, she did, they did. This is even easier than the present tense version of do that you may have learned already. Secondly, when you want to ask a question in the English language, you need to flip-flop your word order. Statements, things that end in a period, like you see over here on the left, start with a subject followed by that verb, did. In a question, the did takes the lead and the subject goes second. Did you, did he, did she, did they? So we have our did, we have our subject, and our third step is to keep it simple with the verb that comes afterward. Don't add any EDs or INGs or anything to that main verb that you want to find out about. Past tense did is all you need. Take a look at some of these pairs here. Did she walked? Incorrect. Did she walk? Right on the money. Did she took? Not quite. Did she take? That's excellent English. So quick review, start with did. Pick your who depending on who you're talking to. If you're speaking directly to the person that you're asking about, you would use you, which is second person. Otherwise, he or she for a single person, or they, of course, for third person. And then keep that main verb simple as can be. All right, let's pretend we're looking at some vacation pictures here. Take a look at that picture and make those 3 decisions. Which form of the do verb do you need? Which subject do you need? And which form of your main verb are you going to go with? Pause the video if you need to for a minute, and then we'll go over the correct answer. Did, because of course, past tense questions always start with did. He, because we're looking at a single boy. And surf is our main verb. We're not going to say surfed. Did he surfed is incorrect English. Did he surf at the beach is perfect. Let's take a look at another one. Here we have a gal looking through binoculars, and let's pretend you're asking this woman about a picture of herself. So in this case, you're going to want the subject that you use when you're speaking directly to someone. Which form of the verb do you need? Which subject do you need? And which form of this main verb watch do you need? Pause the video and write it down. And then take a look at the correct answer. Did she watch the birds? One more. We have a group of people here in front of the White House in Washington, D.C. Make those same 3 decisions that we've talked about. Which form of did, which subject is appropriate, and which form of the main verb visit are we going to use? Pause the video if you need to and write it down. And here we have our answer. Did they visit the White House? Hopefully the pattern of questions in simple past tense is starting to make sense. Let's try a few more with a bit of a different approach. This time, the only thing that you have is the verb, the main verb, hike. Let's pretend that this is a picture of 2 of your friends who just got back from vacation. You're asking the husband in this couple what happened on their vacation. How will you formulate that question? Which form of the do verb? Which subject? Remember, you're talking directly to them. And then how will you finish it out? Pause if you need to. If you came up with did you hike, you are correct. A common error that people make when they're learning to form questions in past tense in English is they'll keep the exact same sentence construction of a statement and just put a question mark on the end. You hiked on the trail? Nope. Did you hike on the trail is correct English. Let's take a look at one more. Here we have a boy looking at a map. Think about how you're going to form that three-part question. Did he look at the map? Another common error, we swap the verb and subject order like we've talked about, but we forget to add that all-important did. Looked he at the map is not correct English. You have forgotten the did. And of course, you've kept the verb in an ED form that we're not actually going to use. Here we have ride. One last one, write it down. Make sure you check out all three parts of that sentence, that question construction. Pause if you need to, write it down. Did she ride the train is the correct way to form that question. Not as often is done, did she rode the train? Recall that when we start with past tense did, that main verb doesn't need to have any conjugation added to it. You're going to keep it in simple dictionary form. And that's all there is to it. Did, subject, and main verb. Of course, all these questions that we've been practicing are going to get you a simple yes or no answer. So if you're looking for a challenge, try adding a question word before that construction. When did she hike? Where did she go? The main thing here is don't allow yourself to forget the steps we went over just because you add a WH word at the front. The rest of your sentence construction remains the same. And of course, keep asking questions. I have my contact information there below. Get in touch with me if there's any questions or comments that you might have. It has been my pleasure to work with you today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.